From architecture to painting and sculpture, literature to live music and theater. Radio 111 presents Bonnie G and Brayan Mendoza with The Desert Scene, your connection to culture and entertainment in the desert cities. Here's Bonnie and Brayan.
Well, happy holidays to everybody. This is our Christmas special here on the Desert Scene. I'm Bonnie G with Brayan Mendoza, and we have a special guest, Dutch Haling. He's going to do the Twas the Night Before Christmas a little bit later. But, you know, this is just, we do this every year, and it's just kind of a fun little Christmas special. We got a little music, a couple of professional singer friends of mine. We have some recordings that they generously donated to this cause, and we're just going to have some Christmas trivia and just have fun. Are you in the holiday spirit, Brayan?
Oh, yes. I love Christmas. I'm always in the holiday spirit. I try to do all my traditions this year. This year I tried to do all my traditions because last year half of them were closed, and I was like, you know what? I got to make up for them this year.
And he has this cool sweater on, Galaxy's Greetings. It's a Merry Force Be With You. It's a Star Wars with Yoda. He's so cute on this Christmas sweater. It's adorable.
I'm going to a concert later, so I bought this specifically for it. But I also thought it fit for today too. And
Absolutely.
I thought, why not wear an ugly sweater? And honestly, I love it. I don't even think it's ugly. I think it's cute.
I think it's adorable. Well, since Dutch is with us here live, we're going to bring him in.
Yes, I am live.
Not just to do the poem, but so Dutch, what are you in the Christmas spirit this year?
Oh, absolutely. And after last year's Christmas, I'm definitely in the Christmas spirit here.
Good. So do you have your tree up and all that stuff and a little couple presents here and there?
We don't do a tree.
Okay.
What we do is we do an outside Christmas sculpture, and we do it with twinkle. Right now I have about 400 strings of 100-string lights out in front of our house.
And what is it? What is your design?
This year it was branches, random height branches from a tree, which I stuck in boards and then wrapped all the branches. So it's just this collage of lights out front.
That sounds great.
And I'm sure you can see it from space.
That's Dutch Haling's house.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. It reminds me of this one structure that used to be here in Palm Springs, the Robo Lights, and then unfortunately went away. It kind of reminds me of that.
Because I think the neighbors complained or something, or the airplanes complained, or I don't know, something happened.
And unfortunately it's not here anymore.
Yeah.
But there was rumors that it was going to come to Desert Hot Springs, but then, things didn't go the way they did in 2020. So hopefully one day it shows up again.
Yeah. So, Brayan, do you have your tree up and presents bought and all that good stuff?
Yeah, I bought all my presents November. I had to get them over with, and I put up the tree by November 25th.
Okay.
I try to get Christmas up early just so I can have it here and spend more time with it, but also because I'm Mexican American, so we have another Christmas. Our January 6th is our second Christmas.
Now, what is that called?
Dia de los Reyes, like a Day of the Three Kings.
Okay.
You don't have to be religious to celebrate it, but in my family, we just like to have an extra Christmas, so we get 2 Christmases.
There you go. And, I'm so impressed that you did all of that early. I did a couple presents, started a week ago. I'm not doing that, just a few presents here and there, but I'm almost done. But I decided this year, I made a decision this year that I was going to slow down, pare down, and enjoy it, because so many years in the past you're running. You got to get the presents. You got to run. And then by the time it's over, you're like, I didn't even enjoy this. So this year I said, you know what? I'm going to slow down and, take some time during the day to sit down, have a cup of coffee, and look at the Christmas tree and listen to some music and enjoy the season. And I'm doing it this year, and I'm really glad.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I did too, and also I got my finals done a little early so I can just finally relax and watch some Christmas movies. Last year, because everything was closed down, I actually did a 25 days of movie Christmas, and I watched 25 Christmas movies.
Did you really? I mean, he's a movie fanatic.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So I got some of the classics like Christmas in Connecticut, It's a Wonderful Life, Miracle on 34th Street, A Christmas Story, and all those ones. And then I got some of the alternative ones like Black Christmas, which is a pretty good horror film.
Tell me about it's a horror film?
It's a horror film about a sorority chicks that are being harassed by a killer. Yeah.
And during Christmas? How cheery.
And there's also Die Hard. I saw that
Die
again.
Hard, yeah.
And someone said to me, well, this is a spoiler for the movie, but that movie's old at this point. Someone was saying this to me. you know what, Brian? It's not Christmas until Hans Gruber falls off.
Yeah, absolutely. That's true. That's true. Yeah, absolutely.
And I have a friend that's like, it's not Christmas for me until I see those sorority girls get harassed on the telephone. And I'm like, that doesn't sound right.
Have you ever heard the story of the production of Die Hard when Alan Rickman they told him he was only going to fall a few feet. But in reality, they had about a 12-foot drop. And they had a big air mattress. So you look at his face for the first couple of seconds,
he's freaked out.
Okay, I'm falling backwards. And then all of a sudden his eyes get wide and his mouth. That's real.
Yeah.
Great interview with him.
Wow.
He talked about that.
He was such a great actor. And he passed away, didn't he? I think he passed away.
He passed away a couple years ago.
Yeah, he was fabulous. Fabulous.
Yeah, we all do.
Well, let's do a little Christmas trivia. I have some stuff here. So, let's see. You're going to get this. This is so easy. We'll start easy. In A Christmas Story, what gift does Ralphie receive from his aunt?
Red Ryder BB gun.
A pink bunny suit.
Pink bunny suit. My bad.
He gets that from his aunt.
Pink
okay, let's see. That's too easy. Buddy the Elf. See, I didn't know this. Buddy the Elf sticks to the 4 main food groups, according to him, which are candy, candy canes, candy corns, and
maple syrup.
Syrup. Very good. I didn't know that. Okay, here we go. You probably know this. What's the highest grossing Christmas movie of all time?
Oh, that's a good one. What is it? I'm trying to think. Is it either Die Hard or is it Die Hard? No, not that one. Darn, I'm trying to think. I almost want to say The New Little Women, but it's not that. Oh my God, I'm having a hard time. But what is it?
They say it's Home Alone.
Home Alone. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Home Alone. I was gonna say Home Alone.
Let's see. Let me see. Something easy. I didn't know this. What was the real name of the character Tim Allen plays in The Santa Claus?
You got me.
Real name. Scott Calvin. Okay.
Oh, these ones are good.
No, that's too easy. Okay, Elf says, this is a quote from Elf, the best way to spread Christmas cheer is...
Oh, that's a good one. I don't know.
Singing loud for all to hear.
Yes. Yes. There we go.
Let me do one more. Ooh, now see, I didn't know this. True or false? Jingle Bells was always intended to be a Christmas song.
No, it's false.
What was it originally written for? What holiday?
Thanksgiving.
Yes. Yes, I did not know that.
Yeah.
How cool is that? I didn't know that. Okay, one more. How old was the girl who sang "I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas"? How old was she?
What? I've never even heard that song.
I want a hippopotamus for Christmas.
Was she like 6?
She was 10.
10. Okay, 10. I was gonna say it. You know, it's funny because when you look back and listen to all these Christmas songs and you see their history, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was just a pamphlet from Macy's. Like, here you go, have some something to buy. There
it was a promotion for store for commerce and became this huge story fable.
Well, once Gene Autry got a hold of it too, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Yeah, he took it off.
Let's do this. Why don't we play Patricia Welch? Patricia Welch is a friend of mine, a wonderful singer in town. She appears at the Indian Wells Resort every Friday and Saturday with Mark Antonelli, and she has lent her dulcet tones for us today doing the Christmas song.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe, how to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way, He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple wish to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas, everybody.
The fabulous Patricia Welch. Thank you so much, Patricia. So, Brian, you have a Christmas story, some memories or traditions? What do you want to add?
Some of my traditions are that I drive around and go see Christmas lights, so either in Riverside, because there's a Christmas lights display in downtown Riverside. It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I do some Christmas sounding, but still Christmas to me. I love wearing my jacket and my sweater and walking downtown and just looking at all the towns and listening to Christmas music on my headphones. Or I watch, this is what I do. Every Christmas I try to watch It's a Wonderful Life at 10 p.m. So by the time it's midnight, it's Christmas Day, and they celebrate and they have that happy ending of Christmas.
Good for you. I like that. Yeah.
That's what I try to do. I watch it at 10. And it ends right when George, it's
and
midnight.
The angel gets his wings
at midnight. Yeah, and I just love that movie.
You know, I'm happy that I'm doing the relaxing thing, but I'm disappointed. I try to every year watch Charlie Brown Christmas, Rudolph, and White Christmas, and this year I've watched none of them. So far.
Yeah,
I'm a little disappointed in that. Yeah, I have the DVD of White Christmas, but in our living room with our big TV, it doesn't play DVDs. I have a little smaller TV in my office that plays DVDs, but I have to sit in my office and watch it, so I might do that. I don't know.
I think, I'll tell you afterwards, but I think there's a screening of White Christmas on Christmas.
At Palm Springs Cultural Center, yes. I think it's Christmas Eve, yeah.
Yeah, and I think you should watch it.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Dutch has some backstory about the movie White Christmas.
Definitely. Have you ever seen all the mistakes that are in the movie?
No.
My
Tell
God.
us.
Well, they used to go to these parties where there would be 15, 20 people, and it was a lot like Rocky Horror Show, where people would do the show. Mm-hmm. These people would all sit there and do White Christmas. For instance, Danny Kaye and Vera Miles are dancing. When you're dancing, and they do this great thing out on a dock,
happen when you're dancing,
and up on the top of a boat, and then they come back down. If you watch at the end of that dance, she steps directly on his ankle and breaks one of the bones in it. Yeah,
I gotta watch that.
It's right there. You'll see it as she goes
towards
around.
the end of the dance.
Yeah, he's down on his knees, and he's got his leg stuck out in the back, and she just boom right there.
Oh my gosh!
Another good one is the when Rosemary Clooney gets mad at Bing and says, that's it.
Yeah.
Somehow she gets this marvelous booking the next day in a nightclub in New York. And she goes there, and there's no rehearsal period. If you and I got a booking for a Christmas show the next day, we'd be singing nonstop for 24 hours. We'd be wore out for the show. Yeah. She just shows up in her gown and everything, and she does the number wonderful. And if you'll pay attention to Vera Miles later, or not Vera Miles,
Vera.
She does this love song, You Didn't Do Right by Me. She's got all these dancers around her that pop up out of nowhere. So if you really look at it, if being on stage, you know what goes on with that. I can just see these four dancers crawling on their hands and knees
to get there,
to get to the right side, and then pop up and pop back down and crawl again. It's just fantastic. There are so many mistakes and so many things that made it to the film. Yeah. You have to just look it up, mistakes in White Christmas, or just watch the movie several times and go, I can't believe I never saw that.
Yeah, it's a great movie. I want to talk to Dutch, because I happen to know that Dutch is quite a cook.
Oh, yes.
He's quite a cook.
Yeah.
So what do you like to cook on Christmas Day, Christmas Eve? What are your traditions?
Well, I grew
Food-wise.
up with the traditional ham, scallop potatoes, asparagus with hollandaise sauce. Then I finally started saying, there's got to be other things. So I went the prime rib route with all the accoutrement. Then
do you ever do turkey?
Oh, yeah. I've done turkey. I've done crown roast of pork, which is a big presentation thing. But in the last few years, we've gone to lobster.
Oh.
We just hog out on seafood. And I'm sure there's some horrible result of that is going to hit us at someday. Well, you're going to die. It looks like you've had so much lobster and crab in your life that if you had just had a little less, Oh,
see, I don't eat meat. I only eat fish and seafood. So that would be perfect for me.
Yeah, well, we start off with a shrimp cocktail with jumbo shrimp the size of your face. And then we go to crab legs, which are becoming. Unfortunately, they're becoming an item that we can no longer afford. You can buy lobster cheaper than you can buy crab.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I have heard about that. I heard about because they're scarce.
King crab legs right now are going for $46 a pound. And
oh my God!
Over half of it is shell.
That's crazy.
No, why would you do that? And snow crab is now the price of king crab. It's $19 a pound.
That's craziness.
So we're just going to, this year, lump it all into the lobster fest and get a couple.
I like it.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds fabulous.
Yeah, well,
now, you grew up where?
I grew up in Utah, up in the high mountains of Utah.
So tell me about your traditions when you were a kid, growing up Christmas stuff.
Well, I grew up in a small Mormon town, Mormon-based town, Heber City, Utah. Definitely celebrated Christmas.
Yeah.
The streets were, decorated with garlands. There was lights everywhere. Or there was a tree house at the courthouse, or a tree at the courthouse. Oh, it was just,
the whole 9 yards.
Oh, yeah. Carolers. You'd go out caroling, and you'd, for me, I was a food guy, so I was like, if I go caroling, I get to have a deviled ham sandwich and hot chocolate. Okay, I'll go.
I'm going.
That's me.
There we go. Some incentive.
And then I tended to have the better voice, so they were like, push me to the front and go.
Put Dutch in front.
Yeah, put Dutch in front. And Dutch, you do, when it gets to this part, you just sing that by yourself.
Yeah.
It was a solo. I didn't know it was a solo. I probably would have said, what's it worth?
I want 2 ham sandwiches.
I want 2 chocolates on that deal. So we would do everything caroling, and then having a large extended family, Christmas morning, that was it. And my parents, some people, and it's a tradition that I've now taken a hold of, open their gifts on Christmas Eve.
I just was going to ask about that. Yeah.
So we never did that, though. You had to wait till Christmas morning.
Yeah.
And you were expected, and if you woke up, don't you dare go downstairs until you smell the coffee brewing and hear the parents talking. And then you could go in there and act surprised, like, I already knew what was in those boxes. I went under your bed 2 weeks ago.
You peeked.
Oh, of course I did. I did more than peek.
You know what? There was only 1 year that I'm one of 3, I'm the middle child of 3, that we snooped. And we found everything. But then Christmas morning was so disappointing because you knew everything. Well, it ruined it. But I want to talk about the presents because it's interesting. We went back and forth as a kid, but we got to, because my mother was like, you got to get up, eat breakfast, make your bed, get dressed up before. And we finally said, screw that, pardon me. So we went to Christmas Eve. Yeah. And so we did everything Christmas Eve, but then the kids, we had little stockings that were hung up. They would put little stuff in it. So the kids would wake up at 6 a.m. We'd all run and get our stockings and dump them out on the bed, and they'd be still asleep. Yeah. So that was great. But the presents we did Christmas Eve, because we're like, we're not waiting until 11 a.m. to do this. Forget it. How about you, Brian?
Are you asking about Christmas traditions?
And the presents.
You know what? I got to say that I loved the ambiguity of presents. I do not want to guess. I don't want to know. Yeah. I put it under the tree. I wait until Christmas Day because there's something more special about it.
Absolutely.
It doesn't take any discipline for me, to be honest with you, because I love that mystery. Because growing up, I grew up with the Santa Claus myth. Oops, for anyone who still believes. Sorry. I was going to say that. The thing is that I've romanticized Christmas so much that even people who are cynical about Christmas, I'm like, they just need a visit from 3 ghosts or something. Yeah. But for me, I just romanticize it. Even the waiting and the 25th. we do have our Christmas dinner the 24th, and we have the traditional stuff. But for me, I wait until, Christmas Day to open our presents.
Now, do you get up early? Do you have to wait and like have breakfast and clean everything up and then sit down, and just go early in the morning?
For us, we just go. We're just go straight in the morning. Okay. And my parents, what they do is they watch like the Christmas parade in Mexico or whatever, Mexico City, that day, and they're just sitting there in their pajamas, and I just wake up and we just hang out for a little bit, and then we open our presents. Kind of go right
into it, okay.
And then we open our presents and all that. Yeah. But we have some Christmas songs to play, don't we?
Yeah, we're going to play a little more music for you.
Why don't we go ahead and play Jingle Bells?
Okay. All right, little jingle bells. All right, we are now so honored to have the fabulous thespian, Dutch Haling, regale us with his version of "'Twas the Night Before Christmas."
'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mamma in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash. I tore open the shutters and I threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave the luster of midday to the objects below. When what to my wondering eye should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted, and he called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet an obstacle and mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur, from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was just as white as snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke had encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. A wink of his eye, a twist of his head, soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew, like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night."
Ho, ho, ho. Yay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Fabulous Dutch Haling. Now, I want you to tell on the air the story about the bologna, because I think that's hilarious.
Well, my sister's kids, years ago, seemed to have forgotten the purpose of Christmas. It became really, what am I getting? And when am I getting it?
Right.
And, so I developed a thing that I called the bag of bologna. I bought 12 packages of Oscar Mayer bologna, and I stuffed it in a paper lunch bag and tied it with a very ornate ribbon. And the morning of Christmas, I made sure I delivered it personally to their house.
Yeah.
The delight in watching their disappointment was unbelievable, because they would tear open the bag thinking that Uncle Dutch had done really something special. And it was something special. It was bologna, Oscar Mayer nonetheless. So that became a tradition in my family, and even now my grandchildren are every year get a bag of bologna.
Now, do they ever grasp the humor of it or the meaning of it, or they just get insulted?
I think later in life they probably will, but at this point, they
right now, no.
Oh, crazy Uncle Dutch gave us a bag of bologna. What the hell am I going to do with that? So. And I don't know if it's a good point. I've just thought about it as we were talking.
Yeah.
I don't know if whatever became of the bologna.
Yeah.
More
Did they eat it, throw it out, or
more than like they ended up in somebody's lunch. You know. But but the bag of bologna is, try it sometime.
I love that. I love that.
You'll love the reaction. It's the utter confusion when they open the sack.
What
and
is
reach
this?
In and go, This is bologna.
In more
Christmas
ways
bologna.
than one. Yeah. Brian, you got any other stories or trivia or traditions for us?
You know what? Sometimes I do this thing where, like, when you're trying to find boxes to put Christmas stuff in, you sometimes have to find a box of something that you have, but you're not giving them a gift. So one time,
so they see the box and they think, "Oh, wow, it's a this," and it's not. Yeah.
So one time, I bought somebody a Hello. What's it called?
Hello Kitty?
Not Hello Kitty.
Yeah.
I was going to say Hello Kitty, but no, it's Oliver and Company, the Disney movie with the orange cat. I bought them a stuffed animal of it because that's their favorite Disney movie. And so I put it inside a box for a paper shredder. And so I gave it to them.
and they thought it was a paper shredder. Yeah.
They're like, I don't know if I need a paper shredder. Well, you can see on their face that they didn't know. And then they opened it and they're like, I thought I was going to get one of those. I thought eventually was going to be useful, but I like this instead. And it was a stuffed animal.
Yeah.
And one time I think I got an extra box of the Christmas tree for Charlie Brown, the one that's bent over?
The little one. Yeah.
So I got 2 boxes of that. One with the tree, where I actually have a tiny little version of the Charlie Brown Christmas tree in my living room, and one with the an extra box. So I forgot what I put in there, but it was something else, a little gift in there. And they opened it up and said, "You got me a Christmas tree." and they're like, "Oh, Brian, a Christmas tree." And they opened it up. It was like chocolates or whatever. And they're like, "Okay, that's better right there. That's better."
Yeah, absolutely.
I had just read that CBS fully expected the Charlie Brown Christmas special to bomb.
Oh yeah,
they were
everyone
mad
thought,
because the director cast children to do the voices, real children.
Yeah.
And he hired his favorite jazz musician, Vince Guaraldi, to do the theme song.
And they thought it would bomb?
Yeah, they were absolutely sure it would bomb. And now, so many years later, they've got someone somewhere's got to be sitting there going, if only. I wish I would have known that.
Another reason why they thought it was going to bomb, the animation errors. Because, earlier we were talking about White Christmas animation errors. Well, the animation errors are so obvious. Like, there'll be parts where because the new Blu-rays and the new DVDs, they take out the sponsorship for Coca-Cola. You'll see them holding up cans and it's red instead of like a Coca-Cola can. But some of the animation errors would be during the ending, depending on which version you watch on the DVD, Pigpen's head disappears and
his head disappears?
His head disappears.
Oh my gosh.
And the animation repeats itself so often. Sometimes like characters, their outfits would change colors. So you'll see them in the dance scene. Some of them will be switching colors and all that.
I'll have to watch that.
Yeah. I'll watch it again.
And also like the kids, the little girl that plays Sally can't read. And she can't read very well. So like they chop up her dialogue. So she's like, I got what is owed to me. That's how she sounds. I got what is owed to me, but they chop it up so it sounds like a sentence.
Yeah, but see that it fits her. That makes sense for her to speak like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know. and the weird thing is that someone said to me the charming part about Charlie Brown Christmas, it's like a Christmas pageant with animation. You have to see the horrible costumes.
It's fun. I mean, it's such a fun. It's just so fun. I mean, you know, I haven't seen it so far this year. Let's play Bill Lohnes doing "Oh Holy Night."
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices. Yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. His law is love, and his gospel is peace. Chains shall he break, for the slave is our brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy in grateful chorus raise we, that all within us praise his holy name. Fall on your knees, oh hear the angel voices. Christ was born. Oh, night divine, oh, night, oh, holy night.
The fabulous Bill Lohnes. Thank you so much, Bill. And you can see he's at the Roost quite often in Cathedral City. So check Facebook or go online to the Roost because he's there he's fabulous. And he actually worked with him in a group called PS Alive. We've got hopefully some shows coming up in the 2022. So thank you, Bill. What do you got, Brian?
So I wanted to ask you, let's go ahead and ask, who's your favorite on-screen Santa Claus?
I have to say, I don't remember his name, the guy that did it, Miracle on 34th Street.
The original, right?
Yeah.
Edmund Gwenn.
Yes. He's my favorite.
And what about you, Dutch?
Oh, he set the stage. There's nobody who can follow that. Everybody else is just a fat guy with a beard on.
What do you think, Brian?
Mine would be Edmund Gwenn. Yeah. I think he's wonderful. And and trivia time, he won an Academy Award for playing Santa Claus in that movie, Best Supporting Actor.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he won an Academy Award for that.
He looks like Santa Claus. It's easy to believe that's him. That's him right there.
That's everything I thought Santa Claus should be.
Exactly.
He was.
Yeah.
And what I like about him is that he doesn't do the whole ho 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 Merry Christmas voice
stereotype thing.
He gives depth and
he's
range.
Wise and he's great.
It's probably my motivation for this that I read today, because I've read this on public radio nationally, regionally, and that's probably my inspiration was just his general demeanor.
Yeah.
What about Scrooges? Let's see, who's our favorite Scrooge?
Was it Alistair
Sim? Yes.
He was the original, right?
From 1951.
Okay.
Reginald Owen was one of the originals from the 30s, but 1951, Alistair Sim is my favorite one.
Did George C. Scott do it
80s,
at some point? Okay, I thought he did.
No, I have to disagree. He used to be, and I've actually done a Scrooge examination this year.
Yes.
There's a Christmas Carol from 1936 that's out there too. And it's in black and white. It's been colorized.
And who is
the
that?
Original?
I don't know who his name is because it's so horrendous. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see the ghost of the Christmas past, present, and future.
Yeah.
But I've got a new favorite Scrooge, George C. Scott.
Yeah, he was good. He did it.
He was wonderful.
He did a good job.
I watched him, and just as an actor, I forgot that he was Patton. And some actors will do a part,
and you're stuck with that.
Yeah, whenever you see
everybody
him,
thinks he's Patton.
Oh, George Patton. This guy was he was so good, so good.
Yeah, he that was a good version. Absolutely.
Oh, you're talking about the one with Reginald Owen is one that came out in 1938. That's the one. People tend to have positive opinions about that one, but I recently watched it and I'm like, no, thank you. But George C. Scott's really good. Michael Caine, I love Michael Caine in The Muppets.
Oh, he did. Okay, The Muppets. All right.
He did The Muppets one. And I mean, some of the other ones that I do count would be Bill Murray and Scrooge, but that's more of a version of Scrooge.
Yeah.
But I guess it just depends. I'm still not sure how I feel about Albert Finney, but I'll have to rewatch it this year and let that decide.
He probably had a few martinis before he put
History will tell.
You there.
Yeah.
My favorite line in all of the Christmas Carol, my favorite scene is, "You there, boy." "Yes, you." "What, me, sir?" "Yes, boy." "Ha, wonderful boy, wonderful boy. Tell me, is that prize turkey still hanging in the window at the Poulter's on the next street?" "What, the one as big as me?" "I should say so, sir." No, that's just...
Yeah.
When I talk to my friends I have a few friends who do Scrooge professionally, and that's how I always talk to them. The first thing I have in a conversation is, "You there, Scrooge." "What, who, me?"
Yeah. That's great.
What about Christmas books? Any favorite Christmas novels, books, anything that you've read Christmas related?
Well, I think one of my favorite stories is, and it went out of my head, but the one with the woman cuts off her hair.
Gift of the Magi.
Cuts off her hair and buys something for the husband, and the husband buys barrettes for her hair. That's I think a great story.
one of my favorite ones, most people don't think of it as a Christmas story, but I always associate it, Little Women.
Yeah.
And I think that's the second most adapted Christmas story ever, after A Christmas Carol and all that. And also I forgot Scrooge McDuck is another good Scrooge.
Okay.
There we go. I got all that energy out.
I have no favorite Christmas story because I'm a voracious reader, and I read on an average 5 to 7 books a month, and not that size of book, but I'm
big
talking
books,
about books,
novels,
real books,
War and Peace,
and I have such a varied reading. The problem with being such a voracious reader is I don't remember until I buy it for the second time and go, wait a minute, I've already read this. What are we doing? Yeah. So no, I really don't have a favorite one.
Yeah. The Gift of the Magi, I think, is a really nice story. Yeah.
And I'm just curious. 2 more questions. Favorite Christmas movie, like movie that played in theaters or TV movie?
White Christmas.
Yeah.
I have to go with that.
White Christmas.
Yeah.
It's a Wonderful Life for me.
Okay.
And then what about Christmas special, like Charlie Brown?
Yeah.
Charlie Brown.
Star Wars.
Star Wars Holiday Special. Our audience are going to unfortunately miss that conversation about Star Wars Holiday Special because I am not going to go through that trauma again. That horrible special. But you know what, Bonnie, did you have any more trivia or
no, but I want to sing a song.
Oh,
and I'm going to sing it a cappella. And I have done Christmas specials since I've been in radio for probably since I've been in the Valley, 20-some years. We do this every year, and I think I've done this most years, and this is a cappella. This was my mother's favorite Christmas song, and December 16th, 2 days ago, was the 10-year anniversary of her passing. Miss her a lot. Anyway, okay. I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. Please have snow and mistletoe and presents by the tree. Christmas Eve will find me where the love light gleams. I'll be home for Christmas, if only in my dreams. If only in my dreams. Miss your mom.
Just wonderful. Just wonderful. Thank you, Bonnie.
We want to close this out with we're going to go around the table. Brian, what is your hope for 2022?
For prosperity and just for, let's just say, a more united world, and hopefully a world where we can, not feel so conflicted about everything and not always feel like we're always in conflict, and hopefully at least a step away from that, even if we don't get away from it, just a step away.
Okay, Dutch.
Brian, that says it all for me too. Just to get rid of the confusion, get rid of the doubt, get rid of the individualism, which has ruined a lot of society in the last particular year or so, and go back to, I know it's impossible, I just want to go back to that gentler time where we help our neighbors, we love our friends, and we love our family.
Yep. I think we're all on the same page. Yeah, I would say the same thing. Just, take a step back. We're much more alike. Our similarities are much stronger than our differences. I mean, deep down, we're all the same. Everybody wants love and acceptance and peace and acknowledgement of who they are. And, you don't have to have an enemy. We're not each other's enemies. And just to take a step back, find some peace. What you give out, you give back. And, it's really all about love. It might sound cliched, but it really is. We got a Christmas song we can go out with, Brian? Merry Christmas to everybody. Have a wonderful holiday season.
Merry Christmas.
We'll see you in 2022.